With your CIGTV news update, I'm Jay Earhart in for Donna Bush. In today's top story, the country's highest officials have paid tribute to one of the island's most popular former governors. Former Governor Thomas Russell passed away in Scotland earlier this week at the age of 96. An accomplished diplomat and a veteran, Mr. Russell served as governor of the Cayman Islands from 1974 through 1982. He went on to become the first person to serve as the Cayman Islands government representative in London, and he remained in that position for almost 2 decades. Acting Governor Franz Manderson described Mr. Russell as fearlessly committed to helping others, while Premier, the Honorable Alden McLaughlin, called him one of the most respected former governors of the Cayman Islands. Mr. Russell spent the years since his retirement focusing on issues affecting veterans in Britain, the Commonwealth, and the Cayman Islands. In 2012, His Royal Highness Prince Philip appointed him Vice President for Life of the Royal Commonwealth Ex-Services League. He had been hospitalized for the past few months before he passed away. In other news, public health officials have urged the public to practice preventative measures following confirmation that 2 local residents have contracted the mosquito-borne Zika virus. Acting Medical Officer of Health Dr. Samuel Williams Rodriguez said the first patient is a woman resident who traveled to a country where there is an outbreak of Zika. The second patient, also a female resident, recently completed high school in a country with a Zika outbreak. To minimize any further transmission of the disease, Cayman Islands people are urged to practice mosquito bite prevention measures by covering up and wearing sunscreen when outdoors during times that mosquitoes bite. Also, the illness can be sexually transmitted, and officials recommend that men returning from countries with locally transmissions of Zika should adopt safe sexual practices or consider abstinence for at least 4 weeks after return. In addition, you can help to reduce the Aedes aegypti population, which transmits the virus, by clearing your yards of containers that hold water. These are favored breeding sites of the mosquito. People who develop symptoms, especially fever, rash, or pink eye within 2 weeks after returning from countries with Zika should consult their physician and detail their travel history. To date, there is no evidence of local transmission of Zika in the Cayman Islands. For more information, contact the Public Health Department at 244-2648 or 244-2632. And in our final story, some 90 older persons and their supporters, as well as business representatives and community members, have shared their thoughts on addressing the challenges faced by the Cayman Islands' 60 and over population. The workshop was organized by the National Older Persons Steering Committee. The chairperson, Deborah Webb Sibley's, outlines some of the challenges which the committee is looking to address.
We have to be aware of the fact that older persons are experiencing a lot of challenges. There's age discrimination, there is the inability to continue to seek employment, there's the whole issue of challenges of being able to manage their finances or lack or loss of finances because they don't have ongoing income to maintain their daily lifestyles. We have to acknowledge that there are older persons in our society who don't have adequate access to water, to food. There's the issue of lack of public transportation for the older persons who are still a little bit more mobile and ambulatory. There are issues dealing with mental abuse, financial abuse, psychological abuse. There are issues where older persons, their dignity is being impacted and not being respected. There are also issues dealing with the fact that there are limited resources, or even if there are some resources, that the ability to access these resources are challenging. So there are many different issues impacting older persons that as a country we need to become aware of all of these issues, not just some, but all of them, if we want to strive toward improving the quality of life of older persons in our community.
Participants put forward a range of solutions that included legislation, a national commission to regulate policies and services, recreational and social centers, as well as allocated transport. Others called for assisted living facilities, technology workshops, and better public information about the kinds of services available for older persons. A report of the workshop's findings will be made available shortly. The committee will present the completed National Older Persons Policy to the public on International Day of the Older Person, which is October 1st. Well, as always, if you missed today's news update, you can get all of the details on our Facebook and YouTube pages. And of course, don't forget to tune into Radio Cayman's For the Record and Talk Today show. I'm Jay Earhart. Thanks for watching.